Right, so here once we go into YouTube, it gives you all a variety of things that you can add. The key thing that we're looking for is this button in the top right, create a video. Right, if we go create a video, we can upload a video and it'll take me to the YouTube studio. And the first thing it asks you is to upload a video. Now, there's another thing that we also discovered yesterday that you need to be mindful of. I'm going to just close this first before we do that. When you want to upload a video, keep in mind that unless you have verified your account, you aren't able to upload videos longer than 15 minutes. Verifying your account is a pretty straightforward procedure. Right, so if we click on, if we open up YouTube, first round, the first thing you should check is if you go to your channel, make sure you go to settings over here. And then you'll see there's this thing that calls itself channel status and features. If you click on channel status and features, it will tell you here if you have been verified or if you have not been verified. If you have not been verified, there will be a link that you simply click on where you say verify your account. Then they ask you for your cell phone number so that they can send a PIN to you. The only reason why they want to do this is they want to ensure that people are not creating hundreds of different YouTube channels and uploading long videos. Remember, lots of people try to put videos, to upload videos to YouTube that are not technically allowed to be on YouTube. They then get blocked and they aren't allowed to create another channel. And the verification allows Google to ensure that they stay blocked, because while people might have hundreds and thousands of email addresses, they're not likely to have hundreds and thousands of cell phone numbers. So don't worry, they're not trying to get your number so that they can send you spam. This is simply a verification process to allow them to do that. So make sure, first things first, that you are verified. Right, once you ensure that you're verified, you can go back to your studio, right, to the YouTube studio. You'll see it's a very straightforward process. You can upload a video, and there's a drag and drop option. So we're going to go to our file that we created earlier. Oh wait, no, sorry, this isn't downloads. Right, so the file that we created earlier, there's the saved free screen recorder project. Now remember, the same thing applies to all of the videos that we've made, to the PowerPoint video, to this video. If you've made a video with your visualizer, it's the same process. Simply click and drag to the box that you want and drop it, and it will start uploading. Right, now let me just double check. Right, so my file is quite small. It shouldn't take very long to upload. We choose a title for it. So this is a demo video. If you want to, you can add a description to it. It's not necessary. If you want to add a thumbnail, just note the thumbnail is the picture that is displayed there. You are welcome to create your own little thumbnail that you have your face and your name or whatever. This is now your signature for all the videos that you make. You don't have to, of course. The playlists, just so you understand the idea of a playlist, because this was a question that I had. YouTube doesn't have something called a folder. What they do is essentially they use playlists in the place of a folder. So what you can do for playlists, as an English teacher, I would typically create a playlist that I would call grade 12, right? And then important, where it says visibility, we do not want to make the playlist visible, because then anyone on YouTube that searches for files will find your files in their search. We want to make it unlisted. Please note, unlisted is a better idea than private. I'll explain why now in a second. So we are going to make sure that it is unlisted, which means that anything I put in the grade 12 playlist is automatically regarded as unlisted. Right, now this next option, there is this video made for kids. Please note that we don't need to switch this on. Yes, you can, but it actually can create some headaches, because while our videos are obviously made for kids, when they refer to kids, they often refer to younger children than the ones that you teach in high school. And certain restrictions get added to videos this minute that you say it's made for kids. We all know that our videos are not going to contain things that are not allowed, but this age restriction thing, this is actually when the more important part. You're not going to restrict your videos for viewers over 18. As long as it is the under 18, so no, don't restrict my video, it'll be fine. As I said, my suggestion is really don't add the yes, it's made for kids section. That is simply, there's a platform called YouTube for Kids as well, and your videos will then are more likely to turn up in that category, and that is not actually what we want. Right? If you want to add more settings, you can click on video elements. You can add an end screen, you can add cards, etc. These are all just links to other things, to other videos. So if you want to add a card, for example, I'm not going to go into detail here because the cards can get quite confusing. But if you want to add your cards, let's just go back because we don't want to do that now. See, now I've lost my time. So if you want to add the cards, okay, let's just go back here. So if you have lost your video, you can just click on video because we are still editing it. You'll see it's still in draft mode. Edit draft, and it'll take us back to that window that we were just at. Video elements, the cards are just simply links to other videos. So if you've got a series of videos that all relate to each other, then you can add a card that links to your next video. But if you actually just make sure that you add your videos to certain playlists that make it easy for learners to find your videos, then it's really not necessary to add cards. Lastly, visibility. Visibility, you choose the setting that you that we want. Remember, we said we want to make it unlisted. The difference between unlisted and private. Unlisted means that it won't be found when they search for the video in YouTube. Private means that you need to specify individual people who can access it. So in other words, if we make it unlisted, then we ensure that as long as someone has the link, they can view the video, which makes it a lot easier for us to ensure that our learners can access these videos. What that means, you'll see there's a video link over here that is automatically generated. If you're not using Google Classroom or your learners are struggling with Google Classroom, then you can simply copy this link and send this link directly to them on WhatsApp. So they don't need to have an account. They don't need to have any other kind of permissions set. They simply you need to ensure that your video is set to unlisted and that the link is then made available to them in any way that you can. If you want to write it on a piece of paper and give it to them, you can do that. If you want to write letters and mail that to them, I don't know why you would want to, but that would also work. So just ensure that unlisted means that the video can be accessed to by anyone who has this link. Then last thing that you need to take note of, you can go read their policies. If there are children that appear in the video, etc., etc., you're more than welcome to read those things. If you want to schedule a video, if you're working ahead and you don't want your video to be accessible yet, you want your video to only be added at a later stage, you can schedule it to be added at a certain time. We're not going to use the Premiere feature, so don't worry too much about that. Once you are done with everything and you click save, our video will now be made available. Right, there's the link, as I said. So if I copy the link and I just simply paste the link, you'll see anyone who accesses the link will be taken directly to my video. Right, so that'll take them directly to this video. Your other option when you want to upload videos is you can also do it in Google Drive. So I'm going to show you quickly how that works. If we are in Google Drive, same story. We go back to our video, we click and we drag and we drop. Right, so once this video is dropped, you'll see there's the upload. Dialog will start and it'll go very quickly because it's a small file. Right, now you'll see suddenly the video is available, sorry, over here. Save free screen recorder project 9. Not a good name for a video. Try and give your videos better names than that. Now, importantly, if you want to share the video from Drive with people, if you right click, you can say share, get shareable link, share either way. If you use the get shareable link, take note of the following. Okay, so link sharing is off here. I want to obviously enable it, but be very careful when you enable a link that you have put on, that you've added to Google Drive. You'll see it automatically says anyone at Western Cape Education Department can view. So in other words, if I were to send any of you this link, none of you would be able to actually open the file, for the simple fact that you don't have the Western Cape accounts. The same thing might happen if you try and send the video to learners and they're struggling to use their Vista Gym accounts. So all that we need to do is when we go to this get shareable link and we go into sharing settings, right, you'll see there's a drop down that gives you certain access. If we go to more, it will give you the option of anyone with a link, because that is technically what we want. Anyone with a link, save. So now it doesn't matter which account they have. It's not shared with specific people. It is open to anyone who has the link. Remember, you can set folders to have the same permission. As you see here at on the bottom, any files that I put in here are automatically shared with the e-learning team in the Cape Winelands. So here we can simply copy this link and now we can send it to them. The one thing that you need to take note of, if you just have a quick look at this link, the length of the YouTube link versus the length of the Drive link, the one is much longer than the other one. But if we're just sending it to cell phones, it doesn't really matter how long the link is. They just simply click on it and open it. Again, my suggestion is, I think it is better to add your videos to YouTube, create playlists and add videos to certain areas. Then remember, if you have a, let's go to Google Classroom quickly. If you have a Google Classroom, right, here we have a Google Classroom. So we simply want to share this. We can now add YouTube files and we just add our URL over here, right? Just to show you quickly what I did there, just a bit slower. When I click go to add, then there's the option that you select YouTube. Don't go to video search, go to URL, and you simply paste the URL here that you copied from YouTube, and then it will be added to your classroom. Right, there's the demo video, YouTube video, and it is there, and you can explain to your class what's happening. In terms of using Google Classroom, take note that if you're going to use this platform, I would strongly suggest you rather use classwork, create topics for yourself. So we'll create a topic called poetry. And within this topic, we will then create new materials, right? When we add a material, we simply go to YouTube and we do the same process. Add, and we will call this poem 1. Post. Right, and now you'll see, excuse me, I needed to assign the topic, poetry. Save, and you'll see there poetry, poem 1. So the learners can click on classwork and they'll see poem 1, poem 2, poem 3, etc., all listed under poetry. So essentially this is the way that you will be able to arrange your work within Google Classroom so that they can access it. Remember, any classwork that you post is automatically posted on the stream as well, so they won't miss it. It's just a lot easier for them towards the end of the year at a later stage if they can click on classwork and they can see their work arranged in certain folders and under certain topics, etc. there, than to have to click on stream and scroll to find any work. That's why I always suggest classwork is more effective, is a more effective place to put these files.